mostly grown to
I don't know, he doesn't drink orange juice. I know he eats chocolate.
Yeah. What's this?
Yeah.
But this.
I
I wanted to
the
say
mostly-
something about coffee, except most of it's water, I guess. So coffee, made from coffee.
Look, everyone has a problem.
Coffee
Why we
beans
say
make the
charcoal and chocolate? Why not plants? Chocolate is a bean.
Yeah.
Open a second the Chumash. Okay, listen, many people make many mistakes. This is one of them.
Where'd you see that?
Oh my God, no more be this
My son, his in-laws were in.
Oh, he brought this
From
on Savannah?
Savannah, and the brother-in-law is the caterer of Savannah, the kosher caterer. He said, "Oh, Bunker, he said, it's Shabbat Shalom." I said, "It's Bunker."
Look a second in the beginning of the Perashat Terumah. Who won last night?
Chiefs.
Why do you look at me?
Yankees,
Kansas City.
Yankees.
The Chiefs.
What was the score?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
25-22.
No, Hazi. The guy missed the extra point.
I could have, they could have won.
He's
They
right.
tied it.
They would've
When
won the
he
game.
missed it, I said, "That's the game." I told myself, "That's the game."
That's right. He's right. The extra point would have won it.
Of course.
Yeah, but then they still had to score.
Rabbi, it was
field goal.
overtime.
No, they tied it up. They tied it
Overtime,
up
so-
16-16.
Where was the game?
Oh, it was overtime?
They went back over the field goal for the tie, right, they had to go for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Habibi. It was on.
Maybe they're on the 5-yard, no, they're on the 5-yard line.
They couldn't push it.
Okay, look a second in Perashat Terumah. This is the second half of Sefer Shemot. The Ramban brings that the Bahag labels Sefer Shemot HaSefer HaSheni. The first half Bereshit is creation. The second one is the formation of the Jewish people and Torah and Beit HaMikdash. Let's look at the pasuk. Let's look at the pasuk a second. So this psukim here, Daber Bnei Israel v'yikchu li teruma, was told the Jewish people the day after Yom Kippur. Moshe Rabbeinu comes down with the luchot. Moshe is telling them about the need to build. So they started to collect it. They collected it in Chanukah. Even though they built it, only Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Yeah? Okay.
I mean, they inaugurated.
No, but they did. Everything was ready. And
Rabbi, 2 hostages they freed last night.
Not free, they, what do you call them?
I said
Rescue.
They
Rescue.
rescued, freed, whatever you want to call them.
Rescue, big difference. I'll give them credit.
Right, free, right. Could be the Hamas, right, I'm sorry, rescue.
well, let's look a second on the pasuk that tells us that we are obligated.
70-year-old men and 60.
Let's see the pasuk. Let's see the pasuk that tells us that we are obligated. Come. We're going to spend a lot of time this week about the details of the Mishkan. ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכם. Come. What is this
Rabbi
pasuk?
Brock, can I just ask you one question? In Pasuk Bed, when it says v'yikhu li, does that mean it has to be with kavanah?
The Rashi says openly and look,
Shmi, but I wasn't sure that's what he meant.
this is what I prepared for today, but it'll probably be Tuesday because or Wednesday. What is the
Okay.
Shmi? What is in different areas in Halacha you have the Shmi. You have to fulfill mitzvah lishma. You have to prepare the tefillin lishma. You have to write Sefer Torah lishma. All of them the same common denominator, or they're totally different. We'll see the difference. Okay.
Okay, we'll wait.
Look a second in Pasuk Chet. Okay. Remember, he's commanding them to prepare the material for the future Mishkan. Remember, Daber Bnei Israel, there's no difference here between man and woman. You'll see in a minute, the mitzvah is the same as man and woman. Then he summarizes it, Pasuk Chet. Ve'asu li, here again, li, not only ve'ikhu li, ve'asu li mikdash. Look at the Rashi, ve'asu li mikdash. ועשו לשמי בית קדושה. So take the Rambam, you have the Rambam in front of you, Rambam Sefer Avodah, the first topic is Ilchot Bet HaBechira. You look. You check. The first topic is Ilchot Bet HaBechira. Sefer Avodah, Ilchot Bet HaBechira. Remember, here's the mitzvah. Mitzvah Taseh Min HaTorah to build and designate. Remember, through history, I mean, the Rambam is going to say it.
First Perek?
פרק א', הלכות בית הבחירה פרק א'. You see, the Rambam is starting the topic. The Rambam is starting the topic. מצוות עשה, לעשות בית להשם. This is the pasuk we just read. What is the purpose of the bait? A, להיות מוכן להיות מקריבים בו הקורבנות. B, וחוגגים אליו 3 פעמים בשנה, 3 times a year. שנאמר, לקבוע זה פסוק we just read, פסוק ד' ועשו לי מקדש. says the רמב"ם, הוא כבר נתפרש בתורה משכן שעשה משה רבינו. In the next 2 weeks, תרומת תצווה, we have all the details on the משכן, והיה לפי שעה. The משכן was only on a temporary base, which is 39 years. שנאמר כי לא באתם עד עתה, it says in ספר דברים, לא באתם עד עתה אלא מנוחה ולא נחלה. We didn't come to the either place or house that is permanent. מנוחה, נחלה. מנוחה is שילה, נחלה is ירושלים. Let's continue. כיוון שנכנסו לארץ, remember, by the end of the 40 years, Moshe Rabbeinu dies, Yoshua is causing the Jewish people across the Jordan River, העמידו המשכן, the original Mishkan that came with them, inherited from Moshe בגילגל 14 שנה. You learn ספר יהושע, שכבשו בחילקו. So the first 14 years conquering and dividing, they still use the original Mishkan. ומשם,
What is Vahayal Sha'ah in Halacha Aleph?
That's the point of that.
כן. What? I'm sorry, what?
What was the Hayal Sha'ah? It looks like there's a distinction between the in the midbar.
זה פסוק כי לא באתם עד עתה אלא מנוחה ואלא נחלה.
Okay.
מנוחה אין נחלה is a permanent מנוחה אין נחלה, which is שילון ירושלים. כי לא באתם עד עתה. Keep the משכן. You are not coming to your, listen carefully. ומשם, after 14 years of the Mishkan in Gilgal, a total of what? 53, 54 years with the Mishkan. ומשם באו לשילה. Everyone knows Shiloh? ובנו שם.
I was there in May.
500 years.
We don't hear about Gilgal, we hear about Shiloh all the time.
No, because Gilgal was only 14 years, and Shiloh was 369. ומשם באו לשילה, ובנו שם בית של אבנים. Here is the biggest difference between the Mishkan, who was basically planks of huge wood, permanent walls, ופרסו יריות המשכן עליו, but the cover that was covering the regular Mishkan was placed on top of the Mishkan in Shiloh. It had a permanent structure from stone. ולא הייתה שם תקרה. Here it is. With 369 years, עמד משכן שילה. If you remember Sefer Shemuel, right at the beginning of Sefer Shemuel, they took the Aaron with them. The children of Eli were the Kohanim. Both of them died in this war. But remember, we start Sefer Shemuel, but this is 369 years.
Rabbi, was there 2 arks that they used to take out? One they took out for the war, and one they had that always stayed in. It was the same one. They kept on moving.
Right. Normally, normally they never took out the real permanent Aron. In this particular war, they took the real Aron, who was captured. And remember later in Sefer Shemuel, the Pelishtim are returning it after they had many plagues striking. Listen carefully, the Rambam is giving us the historical background to understand that this is part of the command we read today in the Chumash. Ukeshemet Eli, which is the beginning of Sefer Shemuel, Charav, Mishkan Shilo, ובאו לנוב, ובנו שם מקדש. וכשמת שמואל, this is the historical background. If you חרב, what Nov was destroyed, ובאו לגבעון, ובנו שם מקדש. ומגבעון באו לבית עולמים, this is already שלמה המלך. בגבעון נראה השם לשלמה. So 57 years the Mishkan or the Mikdash stood in Nov Givon. So again, 40 years in the Midbar, 14 years in the Gilgal. Then you have 369, then 57 a total, 2 places, Nov Givon. Umi Givon Baal Beit Olamim, this is already by Shlomo. V'yamei Nov v'Givon, 57 shana, 57 years. Says the Rambam, כיוון שנבנה המקדש, when we had a permanent dwelling built by שלמה, נאסרו כל המקומות כולם לבנות בהם בית להשם. There isn't any other place that you can build, ולהקריב בהם קורבן, ואין שם בית לדורי דורות, the only permanent בית מקדש, אלא בירושלים בלבד, הוא בהר המוריה. In Yerushalayim, the place is Har HaMoriah, Sheneemar, Sheba Neemar, Vayomer David, there's no time to look in Tanakh now, Zeu Beit Hashem Elokim. This is at the end of Sefer Shemuel, when David is purchasing the site from Aravna, the end of Sefer Shemuel, the Malach is standing above Yerushalayim to strike. David is purchasing the place, offering the first korban there as a kahal. Okay, so David says, Zehu Beit Hashem HaElokim, וזה מזבח לעולה לישראל, ואומר זאת מנוחתי על ידי יד, he brings 3 פסוקים, fine.
There's no lingering Kiddusha in any of the other places.
Correct. Hear what he said? There's no Kiddusha that remains, only he said that Kiddush is even Shiloh, which was 369. That's a lot of years.
That's 4 years away in the United States. It's just, think about it, it's a lot of years. It's permanent. 369 years. It's a
Also,
long
Jews
period of
built
time.
Shiloh, I would think.
Yeah,
Not
but,
like
but you realize the Rambam took us to history from the second year in the Midbar. Now we are by
Doesn't Har HaMoriah have significant history back from the time back of that? I mean, that's the site. No debate about it.
right. That's what you're saying. The Rambam is going.
Takes a long
The
way.
Rambam is going to emphasize it later. Look a second at Perek Bet. Look a second at Perek Bet. Yes.
I've got an overview picture on this. First, we have one temporary place, then we have another temporary place. And then we had later on, kings of Israel that set up Abu Dhabi, they set up temples elsewhere. Don't we have a lot of, however they did and whatever they did, how were they able to even convince people? Didn't they use Shiloh and say, look, we set up 2 temporary, now I got a nevuah and we're going to do another place. And didn't this set up for Abu Dhabi by doing this, Rabbi?
The same happened in history. It's happening now in the state of Israel. It's the way you look at certain things. You can convince people whatever you want. You're a good salesman. If you're a good orator, you're a good salesman, you can sell whatever you want. Yeah? Whatever you want, yeah. No, it's me and you are the same. Me and you are the same. Everyone on his own level.
But why should I believe Shiloh and
What do you mean believe?
Okay, anyway,
the fact is, it's not
look a second in
temporary place.
Look a second in Perek Bet.
What are they asking you to believe?
First
I
of all,
can do
when
sacrifice.
she
I can do
learned,
sacrifice here, I can do it in my, I can do it somewhere else.
because if I learn with you say Parashat Re'eh in Sefer Dvarim, it's open in the text. This, then another place. In a minute, I'll show you. Let's look. Look a second in Perak Bet. Look a second in Perak Bet. Perak Bet. Turn the page, 2 pages, whatever you have there. The Rambam systematically, which we will get to it, but the Rambam systematically is going, after you build the sanctuary, המזבח מקומו מכוון ביותר, ואין משנים אותו ממקומו לעולם. The מזבח has to be correct. שנאמר, זה מזבח לעולם, remember, this is David speaking, ובמקדש מהעיקר יצחק אבינו, this is what you said. This was the spot of the Akedah, שנאמר, לך לך אל ארץ המוריה, אוקיי? ונאמר, אוקיי, הלכה ב' ומסורת ביד הכל, the Rambam rarely is using this phrase, ומסורת ביד הכל, which means everyone knows שהמקום שבנה בו דוד ושלמה המזבח בגורל הרבנה, this particular site that David purchased, built, and Shlomo built the permanent, הוא המקום שבנה בו אברהם המזבח. This is the place that Abraham, the Akkad alav Yitzchak. והמקום שבנה בו נוח, the answer is, the site is there, but David had to purchase, and the Gemara says in the Gilad that when David purchased it, David basically took from every shevet X amount of coins. This way, everyone is a partner. Later, when we go back to the text, we will see there is a
Hello? Ima?
It's a Yaakov, not say
I know, you want
okay,
to,
yeah, okay.
I could mute him.
No, just tell me. Yaakov, we
He
like
muted,
to
he
hear
muted,
voices
he
from
muted.
Yerushalayim. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Baruch Hashem, thank you. I'm muted.
It's good to hear the voice from Yerushalayim.
Yaakov, hello. Yaakov.
Hi, Baruch Hashem.
Glad Hashem, yeah. Later, we're going to see that by every utensil in the Mikdash, like the Shulchan, like the Mizbeach, it says Ve'asita menorah. But the Aron, it says Ve'asu, plural. The same as in the Mikdash. David collected from every shevet. The question is how much money. Divrei Hayamim or Malachim. The same as the Aron. The Aron is the main feature of the Beit HaMikdash. So for the Aron, everyone had to contribute something. We'll see how the Ramban learns it. Yeah? Which means everyone gave something that more or less had to do with the Aron. The same is in the Mizbeach. Look further. Gimel. כיוון שנבנה המקדש בירושלים, נאסרו כל המקומות כולם לבנות בהם בית להשם ולהקריב בהם קורבן. We cannot choose any other place and to build, ואין שם בית לדורי דורות אלא בירושלים בלבד. ובהר המוריה שבה נאמר ביום לדוד, the same פסוק. זהו בית השם האלוקים וזה מזבח לעולם. Now, your question before, you come open the Chumash, leave the Rambam open, please. Go to Sefer Devarim, Perashat Re'eh. Sefer Devarim, Perashat Re'eh.
Yeah. So it's funny, Rambam is good with everything up until Amru Chachamim, Adam Mimakom, Kitra. In other words, he brings the Chachamim say, other thing, everything else he says.
Masoret beyad hakol, yeah.
They base it on this. You can do it here, I can do it there.
No, but this is not the reason.
I don't know what you're saying now.
None of them.
Based it on
Talking about. None of
They
them.
didn't just pick Shiloh.
None of them says because I can do whatever I want. God is up there. Here we need idols. He's there. He has the overview picture. But who is taking care of you and you and you and you? You have to need idols. And the philosophy that many Jews today, and you also, yes. In different ways. It's not the idol, it's whatever, yeah. Come, open page 1000.
So,
You have to learn Mel, you have to learn Tanakh very, very early. Listen carefully what he's telling you. פסוק ח', you see page 1, Larry, ביו דברים י"ב פסוק ח'.
I have it, thank you.
לא תעשו ככל אשר אנחנו עושים פה היום, איש כל הישר בעיניו. You cannot do what we do today. What is it? Yes? You can bring any korban you want and you can erect your own private, bama in your backyard. Why can you do it in the first 14 years that you moved to Israel? So if you live in Tzfat in the first 14 years, you can build yourself a private mizbeach in your backyard. Why? Here's what we just spoke. In the first 14 years, you are permitted to build bama because you didn't have any permanent place. This 14 years in the Gilgal is temporary. Asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach. Look at the word.
Oh, because if you say menucha is Shiloh, so you have a free 14 years till you get to Shiloh.
This is exactly what the pasuk is telling you.
Right,
This
okay.
is the second line in the pasuk.
For you will not yet have come to the resting place or to the heritage that Hashem.
Here how careful
your
how
God
it's
gives
going.
you.
Here how careful how it's going is translating. Menucha is what? The first one is what? Resting. Menucha.
Resting.
Nachala. Heritage. Asher Hashem Elokecha noten lach. Okay? Now, let's turn the page a second. Look a second. Look at Pasuk first Yudalef. Look at Yudalef first. Look at the first Pasuk on top. והיה המקום אשר יבחר השם אלוקיכם. Here, this is the Rambam. המקום אשר יבחר השם אלוקיכם בו לשכן שמו שם, שמה תביאו את כל אשר אנוכי מצווה אתכם. Under 14 years, it's a free fall. You can build whatever you want. תשמע טוב עכשיו. In the 57 years after Shiloh was down, Northern Givon, every private man was able to build his private bama the same as in the first year. This is bamot. So bamot were mutar twice in Jewish history. 14, and in between there's Shiloh, which is Menucha in Yerushalayim. Yes?
You think they had them in Mitzrayim?
What?
Do you think they people
No.
had individual?
So
almost
in Mitzrayim, they have Avodah Zarah.
I have to say it very carefully. It almost seems like they say almost Lefnei Vid. In other words, they gave him this thing for 57 and 14 years, and then throughout time, during Shlomo, up to like maybe Chizkiyahu, it was a problem. So Hashem gave him something that was a problem for hundreds and hundreds of years.
See your questions. Did you hear what he said? What you're saying is basically the way.
It was 57, Rabbi.
he told you.
Loving Givon, the two places. It's different places in Israel. The Rambam, the famous Rambam, that the Rambam wipes the floor with himself.
Right, it says,
The main reason for the korbanot is because Jewish people are attracted to idols. Now, I mean, the Rambam contradicts himself, and says the Or Sameach in the Meshech Chochmah in the beginning of Vayikra. Listen to Mamash Davar Yafeh מאוד. He says the Rambam, of course, agrees, as he says openly, that the korbanot are like the Rambam. But the Rambam was bothered. Why would we allow private people in the 57 years? He says because people had such challenges with Avodah Zarah around.
They needed it.
Look, the biggest challenge for teenagers today is the world out there. The cars, the game last night.
Social media.
No, it's me and you are the same. I mean, why can't I wear the tie I wore 20 years ago? I mean, I can't really because it's
You do, it comes back.
Somebody says you.
Let the rabbi say that. No, rabbi.
My wife every time thinks, so look at the The answer is because me and you, in one way or another, under social pressure. If you see the goyim I walking to idols, and you see they are doing well. Something says here this says the Rambam. The reason why you are permitted to build direct about the backyard, no Kohen, no big day keuna, build it, bring korban olam, find olam. Lama. Otherwise, you'll go. Remember, in the beginning of the second temple, for the first time in Jewish history, we have shuls, we have social clubs, religious clubs, to make sure that you're not attracted to the people around you. Can you imagine during the first temple? You live in Tzfat, you never ever, you came 3 times a year to Yerushalayim. For the rest of the years, your kids are playing with Italians around. Look at them, we do this, we do the color.
That's exactly my point, though.
No,
But
this
they
is-
gave him a taste of it, and then they didn't come, and they.
but this is part of the challenges that all of us have. In different-
Reform is a similar, kept similar that example, they reform
It's
Judaism,
another social
adjusted
club.
everything
The
to
rabbi
society
uses
was
the word
around
social
them.
club, Ronnie.
No, but
Rabbi uses the word social club.
this is it. So it's a religious social club. You come on Shabbat, you have chevra, you make kiddush. I mean, imagine if
We see our friends,
Sharet
we see our
Zion
friends.
is not spending $400,000 a year for food. How many people will be here for Shachrit every day? 20% less. The answer is we're human. No.
For sure. By the way, why'd you go down to 400? Might be a billion.
Who knows?
No, but the answer is we are human. We're human. In the back of your mind, you know that after Shachrit, you have your coffee, brewed coffee, not regular coffee. Yes. Then you have 6 types of Danishes. This is not the reason I come to shul, but in the back
It helps. Speak
But-
for yourself.
What?
A lot of people.
That's what the rabbi
That's
said.
what
rabbi's saying.
The breakfast.
Oh, Westfield has a great place.
So I go to Hathaway when they fixed up
The other
Allenhurst,
way,
all I
Allenhurst.
heard about was
Allenhurst,
how big,
wow.
how great the breakfast was.
Unbelievable.
breakfast.
Unbelievable. I heard it's.
No, but there's no question. It's not the breakfast.
know.
The breakfast plays
I
a
never
big
went
role.
either, I don't know.
No, but the answer is, but it's in the back of your mind.
Outdoor.
You're set. You finish Shachrit, you have your coffee. In the back of your mind, and if you have a class,
Don't we do the same with kids? We
Shower,
track them to
yeah.
come to shul, and it becomes a second nature.
Yeah, the lollipops and the
Candy,
this is
the
the
rice,
the point. The minute the kid is exposed to the world out there, through media, to whatever you want, yes. Look, the real religious
Now the
community
kids, my
suffers.
grandkids are exchanging rabbi cards. Look at this card of Rav Volva. I got Rav Volva.
Volvi, you ever Volvi one?
Sure.
Card. I get guys like
No way.
We had Michael Jordan.
He's
Rabbi.
trading
Now
rabbi
they have-
cards.
I-
That's on the card.
I'll show you on the way out.
Back of the card, and that's that. They have when I was born. Everything's there. Joe just give them out.
Look,
Rabbi, did they have to make Aliyah to Shiloh or not?
וזו שאלה יפה מאוד. Yes,
Because.
see,
What was
if
the
I
question?
remember,
Did
yeah,
they make Aliyah to Shiloh or
I would
not?
think
Oh.
so. No? Where's
one sefer
Because it's
Wait a
price.
second, Chanel was making, yes, the answer is yes, because Elchanan was
זה
making.
מחלוקת לדעת, שאלה באמת יפה.
מדי שנה בשנה בעלותו אל...
The question, why מדי שנה בשנה, why not 3 times a year? זה
Because
מחלוקת,
it only, the 3 times don't come to the Beit HaMikdash.
the blue one on top, yeah, all the way, yes, this one. This is Shmuel, right?
Rabbi, why is it a question?
Because
Yeah, which one? If there is a Shmuel, then I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll read.
Just give Rabbi
This is
Tanakh.
it's a big topic. No, I need
All you need was
He's asking a good question. The Radak in the beginning of there's no Shmuel there, huh?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
fine. Okay, anyway, the answer is in the
Can you
beginning
hear
of
about
Shmuel, it says that Elkanah used to convince people every year to go. To do what? To do what? This is the machloket. Are they coming only because it's a makom kadosh to pray once a
Elkanah
year?
did 3 times or 1 time?
לא כתוב, this is why it's a מחלוקת. ועלה האיש מדי שנה בשנה, זה הפסוק. מדי שנה בשנה. מדי
And
שנה.
also
sounds like
Eli-
once a year.
Eli told
But
her
could
next
also
year at
be-
this time.
Yeah.
Year to year, we did these things, and that was a set of 3. Could be.
But many
They were in
cities.
Shiloh when Eli spoke there, or they were in,
Shiloh. They came to Shiloh. This is the point.
I
When
thought
his
it
son
says
died,
clearly
that
that
was
he
when
used to
they-
come 3 times a year.
This is the pasuk. ועלה האיש ההוא מעירו בימים ימימה להשתחוות ולזבוח להשם צבאות בשילה. Yes?
What's the pasuk? Which pasuk is it?
בימים, at the beginning, it's פרק א' פסוק ג'.
Okay.
Then it says later, וכן יעשה שנה בשנה. This is really why it's a
Repeat the
מחלוקת.
cycle
זה
every year.
לא מפורש.
If you want, here's the Rashi.
What about
Oh,
the
the
Suzuki?
Rashi, oh, see, Rashi says, תשמע, רש"י יפה. Thank you. ועלה האיש, היה עולה מזמן מועד למועד לשילה. Rashi openly says 3 times a year, מועד למועד. Open. Look for the Radak in this person.
From holiday to holiday.
No,
Look at the Radak. I'm sure.
I just have to go back.
Is this the art scroll? Or
No, this is the, this is,
You see, look a second in the Radak there at the beginning of Shmuel. Here the Radak, Allah Isha Ule Here.
Okay.
Have it?
yeah.
This is what we say.
Rashi says what?
Rashi says בפירוש ממועד למועד.
Sets of 3 every year.
ממועד למועד, הכוונה מחג לחג.
Annual set of
Yes. Here. Says the Radak here, this is ממש ראשונים. מימים ימים, משנה לשנה. כמו ושמרת את החוקה הזאת במועדה מימים ימימה. Then he says, oh, פירושו ממועד למועד. So the Radak is not true. All the commentators, so all the commentators said these 2 פירושים with the Radak is not true. Was there a mitzvah of Aliyah l'Regel or not? And the first one,
Rashi is
she clearly says
3 times. So it's over here in our Devarim והיה המקום אשר יבחר השם לכם בו אשר שמה תביאו את כל אשר נותנים אצלכם. So did Hashem pick Shiloh? Is that pick Shiloh?
לכן הוא אומר שמנוחה ונחלה.
We prove from Tanakh.
לא, I'm not bringing a proof. שאלת מה היה שם. אי אפשר
No, I
להביא.
should figure it out.
אני מבין, אבל אי אפשר להביא ראיה מן התנ"ך, מה השכונה שהתכוון. Since the Torah twice refers to Shiloh here, look a second in another place, just a second.
Did they bring all the Chems of Chem?
This is obviously, this is, no, the Korbanot, the definite, the question is, the minute Shiloh becomes permanent, me and you cannot erect Bama anyway. You're asking now a new question. Well, me and you living in Tzfat, obligated to come, Pesach Shavuot Sukkot to Shiloh. It's a different question. Here the Torah,
אלא מקום אשר יבחר השם.
Okay.
So it depends. Is Shiloh
נכון.
It looks like
This is the Shela here.
Rashi says.
No, she says in over there.
But the
in
problem
another
is,
place.
הפסוק י"ד, כי אם במקום
ושמה
שלך
תביאו.
תמיד, אפילו במקדש, לא כתוב מפורש בחומש, שהשם בחר בירושלים.
לא.
רמב"ם is very careful, talk about דוד, about שלמה, about this, אין, לא כתוב מפורש. This is why you can have a מחלוקת by Shiloh also. It's not מפורש,
You can.
זה אותו מחלוקת בדיוק.
Well, you could also argue if he picked Shiloh, then David couldn't say Yerushalayim because
So look,
he said that.
Good. So look now, please, and 1002, the pasuk that Sammy quoted. והיה המקום, Sammy, you remember you picked on this pasuk, look now. Look at the Rashi at the bottom. Rashi, והיה המקום, בנו לכם בית הבחירה בירושלים, and even Rashi, Sammy, וכן הוא אומר בדוד, ויהי כי ישב דוד בביתו והשם הניח מכל אויביו מסביב, ויאמר המלך נתן הנביא, ראינה אנוכי יושב בבית ארזים, וארון האלוקים יושב בתוך היריעה. This was already in גבעון. שמה תביאו, למעלה אמור לעניין שילה, וכאן אמור לעניין ירושלים. ולכך חלקם הכתוב, this is why it's written separate, ניתן היתר בין זו לזו. She says, perhaps in the time of Shiloh, 369 years, you could have bought private korbanot. Who says that in the 57 years between you are permitted? Says Rashi, the reason why the Torah writes it in 2 separate places here, so give this a tell. Look at the Rashi. משחרבה שילה, באו לנוב, חרבה נוב באו לגבעון, היו הבמות מותרות, עד שבאו לירושלים. But you see clearly from Rashi, there's no הכרח בפסוק, it's only a
Temporary, doesn't
על
it?
פי נביא, doesn't be, but not בפירוש.
Rabbi, how did we get to 14 years? And she lived to 14, why was it 13, why was it 15?
I'm sure that the rabbi
Was it
is
construction
סעודה
time?
שלישית.
Was it construction time?
The 14 years of conquering, I mean, this
That's-
is
that
really
took time.
דרך הפשט. I'm sure there is because באמת, it's a pele.
Yeah.
Conquering is 7 years. Why do you need 7 years to divide? You realize? 14 שכבשו וחילקו. You conquer the 7. And בני גד ובני ראובן stay. The real answer is, if you know us Jews and every human being, when it comes to the dollars and cents, this is where the fights begin. First you fight with the enemy to conquer the land.
And amongst themselves.
Sure, I was alive.
Follow the media in Israel these days now, not the dreams that we had 3 months ago.
Coming back
The
again.
liberals are saying we would resign for positions in the army only if our successors would think and look, understand the way we look. We're not giving them. Who are you? Okay. The other answer is we're people. This is it. You know, you have a between מפטירים כדי השתקה. יוריד ההפטרה, זורק להסתיר. שום דבר לא ככה זה. Yeah, if you like stories about it, I suggest, I told my wife, don't show me miracle stories unless I hear it from the people.
Right, you want to know that it's factual
So,
first.
so last night, I hear that my wife comes to me here. The children of these two that were released were in Miami, speaking in the shul at the Bible Center. And the Rebbetzin afterwards says, guys, thank you for coming. Are you coming for money? No, we're just coming to make you aware that our sons, our father, you want us to do anything? Not really, but remember us. Then she says, if so, I have something for you. She tells us to the son, are you putting tefillin every day? He says, no. Can you please come to my husband's office tomorrow? I'll give you one. He says, how about in a week? He says, come tomorrow. Anyway, she puts this public pressure, hundreds of people.
Sure.
So 2 people too. Then he says, can you give me a third one? When my father will be released, I'll give it to you. Okay, this I hear it at the video. You hear? Here, this
Is the boy saying this? The man?
No, the woman is telling you.
the woman tells you this is what took place in my shul in Miami. Now it's 2 weeks later. Yeah, they are released. Yeah, you have a pair of shoes.
Tiffany,
Wow.
you're waiting for him.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Rabbi Nachum,
Yeah.
what is it?
Wow.
Those 2 girls went to Rabbi Nachum for Perashat, right there.
Yeah.
Who are the girls? Who are they?
The daughters of the
The
passage.
daughters of
Oh,
the-
the 2 family members of those that were released.
Oh, but it's a very impressive picture.
It wasn't staged, it just happened.
Now, do you think that the tefillin released them? It's all the tefillot and everything, but remember, okay, tomorrow we'll continue with the Rambam, then we have to go to the Ramban. Yeah, yes, I really wanted to use it, but then I figured.
What do you like, email better or message?
Puts the thing about this. Israel rescues